White as Snow. This movie follows a young beautiful girl who makes 7 men fall for her. Watch what happens when she starts making love to some of them. A young girl named Claire works at a hotel owned by her family. Her stepmother, Maud, is strict and gives her instructions about her work. Claire is kidnapped while on a jog, and we later find out that Maud is the kidnapper. During their getaway, Maud crashes the car and Claire uses the opportunity to escape into the forest. Claire is caught by her stepmother, who points a gun at her and shoots her. However, a passerby rescues Claire and takes her to his cabin, where she wakes up half naked. The man gives her medication and food and tells her he accidentally shot a woman while hunting. Claire asks about her stepmother, but the man reveals that he had shot her, not Maud. He gives her clothes and introduces himself as Pierre. Claire wanders through the house and attempts to call Maud, but the call goes unanswered and goes to voicemail. Suddenly, Vincent bursts into the kitchen, frantically searching for his inhaler. Afterward, Vincent leads Claire to the room where he practices his music, showcasing his instrumental talents and introducing his dog. Claire expresses her admiration for the music, encouraging Vincent. A man who bears a striking resemblance to Pierre enters and wakes Claire up, but it turns out to be his twin, François, who stutters. When Pierre arrives, he orders Claire to leave and expresses his desire for privacy. Claire begs to stay, but Pierre refuses and she bursts into tears. She slaps Pierre when he raises his voice, but he then embraces her and leaves. Later, Claire undresses and goes to bed but becomes alarmed when she hears footsteps approaching her room. Claire accompanies Vincent to a veterinarian's appointment for his dog, where the doctor takes a keen interest in her. On their way home, Vincent invites Claire for a drink, but they stop at a bookstore where she meets Charles. Charles expresses his admiration for Claire and suggests some places for her to visit. Claire and Vincent bond over drinks and shared childhood memories, and she reveals the tragic loss of her mother. Upon returning home, Vincent gives Claire his violin as a gift, but Pierre suddenly appears and scolds Claire for attracting attention to herself, as everyone in town now knows about her presence. Claire later visits Pierre and asks if he wants her to leave, but they end up kissing and becoming intimate. Vincent's home to see his dog and speaks to Claire about love at first sight before leaving. Claire is unable to sleep and finds Pierre watching an action movie. She sits beside him and begins to seduce him with her leg, which leads to them having sex. However, Claire later discovers that she had actually slept with François, who stutteringly admits to deceiving her. Despite feeling initially upset, they both laugh it off. The following day, Claire meets Gilbo, a man on a motorcycle, and they visit a church where he asks if she wants to confess anything. Claire confesses that she is staying with the twin brothers and sleeping with them. Later, Claire takes a job as a waitress in a cafe. The story then flashes back to 7 days earlier, where Maud is shown having an affair with a man who is not her husband. Maud expresses her desire to take a break from the affair, and the man agrees. However, he later calls Claire and confesses his love for her, which Maud overhears. This leads Maud to want to remove Claire from the situation. On her job, Claire meets Charles and his son, who seem nice. She also meets Sam, the dog doctor. He tells her he had a dream about her. He promises to tell her the dream if she goes on a date with him. Claire says yes. Maud is spotted operating a vehicle while puffing on a cigar. Sam and Claire enjoy each other's company while dancing in a bar. Sam intervenes to safeguard Claire as an unknown man tries to approach her. But the guy approaches Claire again. Sam yells and shoves the man this time. Clement, Charlie's son, steps into the battle just in time to knock the pervert man to the ground before he can harm Sam. Claire inquires as to why Sam failed to defend her and requests that he thank Clement. While returning home by car, she likes Sam but also calls him frail. He immediately stops his car, and they both begin kissing. He is topped by Claire, who then begins to ride him. Maud arrives in the town and visits a bookshop where she meets Charles and asks for a guidebook. Charles compliments her beauty and mentions another beautiful young girl in the town, who is Claire. Later, Maud visits a church and meets Gilbo, who she tells that she is looking for her daughter-in-law. Gilbo agrees to help and says he knows about Claire. After returning home, Claire joins Pierre and François and they spend time smoking and talking. Later, she starts dancing and gets high while both brothers watch her. She also plays the violin Pierre gifted her. The next day, while jogging, Clement tries to kiss Claire, but she pushes him away and laughs. Later, at the church, Claire meets Maud, who lies and acts innocent. Maud offers to give Claire a ride, but on the way, she stops the car and tries to push Claire off a cliff. However, they are interrupted by the father on his motorcycle, and they leave. Claire meets Charles at her job and he expresses his concern about his son Clement getting angry with him. Clement is apparently judging Charles for being close to Claire. Claire assures Charles that she doesn't mind his friendliness and agrees to talk to Clement to help him stop judging his father. Claire says she will stop by Clement after her work is over to try and help. Clement is shown honing his kicking in the following scenario on a punching bag. Clement is shocked to see Claire when she walks into the room. Claire brings up the topic of Clement kissing her in the morning rather than discussing Charles. She converses seductively instead of appearing furious or angry. She approaches him and kisses him. After that, Claire visits Charles. She claims to have taken care of it. But Charles makes advances toward her. She is reminded by Claire not to act inappropriately. She is asked to chastise Charles by him. Claire first declines, but he approaches her too closely. She begins hitting him with a cane and slapping him. Running away while mocking the man, Claire. Sam runs into her later as she is riding her bicycle and offers to drop her off. Sam queries why she didn't phone him back later that evening. However, Claire doesn't seem particularly interested. They arrive at their house to see Vincent and his dog outside. Claire is asked by Vincent if she intends to visit his room to hear his music. Sam strikes Vincent in the face because he believes that these 20 minutes imply something different. Sam storms out of the house, and we later witness Claire and Vincent humming. Both of them appear content as they play their instruments. On the other hand, Maud is preparing something evil. She injects an apple with a lethal substance. Claire and Maud visit a waterfall, where Maud gives Claire a poisoned apple, but she doesn't eat it when Clement interrupts. Maud tells her lover that Claire sleeps with multiple men for excitement, and he's upset. Later, at a club, Maud gives Claire a poisoned drink, but Clement intervenes. Maud eventually gives Claire the poisoned drink, and they dance until Claire feels dizzy. Maud pushes Claire off a cliff while driving her home. Maud goes to a church and accidentally sets herself on fire while lighting candles. The movie ends with Claire waking up in the hospital, where all 7 men show their love for her. In the morning, Claire is shown in the hospital where Pierre and his twin kiss her. Vincent goes for a kiss but withdraws. Sam cries and kisses her hand. Charles brushes her shoulder and leaves. Clement kisses her on the cheek, and the father pats her forehead. After they all show their love, she wakes up with a smile. The scene ends with all 7 men standing inside the hospital room, looking at her while her smile grows wider and the scene fades out, ending the movie. If you liked this recap, be sure to subscribe and like our videos. Suggest a movie you'd like to see in the next Glimpse It.